Good morning. It's Thursday and it's been a bit of a weird week. At work it's been one of those fiddly bits kind of week where we just sort of did fiddly bits. Very important fiddly bits, but fiddly bits nonetheless. But I think what made this a weird week was the weather. Because last week was glorious. Sunny, warm, too warm sometimes. Just a lovely, lovely week of weather in rural France. All the flowers and the buds and the leaves are popping out on the trees really quickly, and I think it lulled us into a full sense of security that spring had arrived and summer was peeking its head around the corner and everything was going to be okay. And then this week arrived and it was manky, cold and raining and windy and just miserable. And I can't speak for the other two, but I know it kind of got me into a bit of a funk, because you're just like, oh come on, we've had enough of this already. It's hard to film anything as well, because all I'm doing is going to work, coming home and sitting in front of the fire. And I know we talk quite a lot in the car, but to be honest with you, it's not something I'm overly fond of. I like it, but I'd rather talk to you over a nice glass of wine in a pretty town square, or when we go out and see something cool, or off on a mini adventure. But this week I'm in the car mostly because I'm going to work. So yeah, this week overall was a bit weird. But then this morning I woke up to this. Anyway, it's a glorious morning here today in rural France. Mornings like this, when the mist is low in the valley and the sun comes up behind the hills, always remind me of a cheesy old Irish movie from a long time ago. Well, particularly a song from it. The movie's called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Don't Google it, it's terrible. It's the most twee Irish movie you've ever seen, featuring a young Sean Connery. But there's a song in that movie, and the opening line, I'm not going to sing the song because, well, I can't sing, but the opening line is, have you ever seen the seagulls that fly amongst the heavens? The crimson sails on Galway Bay, the fishermen unfurl. Anyway, something like that. But every time we get one of these mornings, for some reason that song always pops into my head, and it's terrible. Well, it's a good morning. Apart from the terrible singing, it's going to be a good day, and I'm feeling good. And I reckon when the other two wake up and see this weather, they'll be feeling good as well. So yeah, up until now, odd week. Here's a few clips of what I got up to over the last few days. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Right, fat belly. Right. Yeah. Look, get lost. Get lost. Oh God, yeah. Right. Oh, come on then. Yeah. What a manky afternoon. What a manky afternoon. What a manky late afternoon. It's 6 o'clock. But it's been a week of fiddly bits at the chateau. Very few fiddly things. Now I'm wet and it's 6. I think what we could do is go and get a cup of coffee in a nice town before we go home, because I really should crack on with that lawnmower tonight. Right, cup of coffee, and then we have to find a cobbler. You know, like a shoe cobbler? There's one in Aberson, which is a town we're in now. I passed them when I stayed here a few weeks ago or months ago, and it's a really old-fashioned cobbler shop he has, right near a really pretty old bridge that I think was in my old vlog. So we're going to see if we can track him down, because there's a couple of pairs of shoes that I need to get cobbled. Furniture exceptional. Means he's closed, which is annoying, but the shoes aren't high priority, so let's see if we can get some coffee instead. Right, let's get this lawnmower engine in. Can't be that difficult, can it? Where to put the 10mm? Who saw where I put the 10mm spanner? 10mm spanners and sockets, they just vanish off of their own accord. Literally had it seconds ago. Somewhere in this shed. There it is. What you do this evening? Well, I watched this weird Irish guy try to bolt back together an old lawnmower. Right. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention was the water bag. Someone mentioned it in the comments and asked how it was. And, well, a bit of progress has been made. So I'm going to pass you over to Brian from Sunday, I think, because he was tinkering about with it. Right. I need a tool to adjust something very carefully and a little bit precisely here on the farm. And that tool is an adjustable sledgehammer. If you've never used an adjustable sledgehammer before, it's very much like a normal sledgehammer, only with an adjustable sledgehammer you adjust how hard you hit the thing, therefore it's adjustable. And the thing we are adjusting today is this water bag. I cleared this off a few weeks ago now. It's kind of fit to burst, so what I'm going to do is I want to let some water out of it. Well, not all the water, but I don't want it to, well, explode. So what I'm going to do is gently adjust this valve, which is jammed, and let some water pour out that way and down into like a runoff down there. All super safe, no one's going to get flooded out. And I'm going to leave it for about 5 minutes and then close it back up. That's the plan, hopefully. So, I'm trying to remember where I adjusted it last time. I think I kind of tickled it about there. So, okay. Oh, that stinks. So let me just reassure you, before I did this, I talked to my neighbour and I said, Marcel, what's the crack with the big water bag on the farm? It's kind of getting a bit, well, solid, and I want to drain it down a bit. And he said, oh yeah, that's no problem. He said, it's a bit overgrown, but don't worry, when they put the water bag in there, they sort of did a drainage plan for it, so if you have to drain it out, there's actually a drainage culvert down there, and it goes into like a soak away. So I'm not just sort of wasting water willy-nilly, but it does need a bit of draining. Controlled release is what we're doing, controlled release. And also when it's a bit more squidgy and I'm happy walking on it, I'm going to get up and check the pressure release valve in the top, because I'm feeling that seized up as well. In fairness, when I moved in here, kind of didn't do anything with this, and now it's getting to the stage where I do need to do something with this. But I had other priorities at the time, like, you know, a bathroom. So that's the current situation with the water bag. And after I released all that water, I did go down and check where it went, and it all went where it should have gone, so no harm done. So where we are with this is a good place. I need to clean that air filter, a bit of fresh petrol, hook the petrol feed up, that'll take 2 seconds, battery in the back, oil in that side, and then it should fire up. Now what did happen was, I did spill a small amount of petrol around here, and what I don't want to happen is turn the ignition and kaboom. So I might just, I've got sand down where I spilled sort of oil and petrol and things. I'm going to let that do its thing and soak in overnight. I'll clear it all up, But the main thing is, she's nearly ready to go. And this weekend, I'm going to do a Dan promise here. This weekend, I'll be cutting the grass on my new lawnmower. Also, I stepped in a bucket of petrol, so that's why I had to change my pants and my shoes. And it smells quite petrol-y in here, I'm not going to lie. I think I'll leave now and go have a cold beer. Hello. There's all wired up. It's all kind of cleaned up. There's fresh oil, there's fresh petrol, and it did kind of turn over a little bit, but I think the battery's still a bit knackered. So it's on charge now. It's making positive sounds, so we're going to leave it an hour and try it later on. I think it wants to start, but it's just been a bit, I don't know, French at the moment. So we'll charge it up and see what happens. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's vlog, this week's vlog, the last few days' vlogs. So this weekend we're going on a bit of an adventure, hopefully to collect a car. A supercar. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.